Hey people, so a friend of mine, I normally don't do these, greasy face, excuse it all, was doing a live and he encouraged me to do this. So I'm gonna see what comes out of my mouth and see who can participate. For those who do know me, and are of my family, know that what I've been through. Um, and he was talking about women in abusive relationships, and he said that a lot of people really aren't comfortable talking about this. And it's true. We women aren't comfortable talking about this kind of stuff. And I know that, God allows us to go through certain things so that we can learn from it and then share our testimony. Now, I'm not really prepared for any of this, but let's see what comes out. Again, I only have the glasses on, greasy faced it on, because he used Joshua 1:8, and I think I have the New Testament version, and it is, give me a second. Keep this book of the law always on your lips, meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then, and only then, will you be prosperous and successful. When we chase success in so many ways, shapes or forms, stability, monetary, gains and things like that. But success is anything that you feel accomplished, that you've accomplished, and I guess says keep the word. So I'm always discouraged to do any lives or anything like that because I always say I don't know the word, but my friend says, Tywell, that we don't have to know the word, just see what comes out. So basically, it was about abusive relationships. So anyone who knows me knows that I recently came out of abusive relationship. And that's what I'm healing from. That is what I choose to. That's one of the reasons why I chose to follow God. Because if it wasn't for God, I would not have been pulled out of that manipulation. Now, don't get me wrong. We women have been through these situations where we always say, "Well, he wasn't always like that, and my relationship wasn't always like that," And it's true. I can back it and I can say that because my my relationship wasn't always like that. I used to have my sisters, when I did have the courage to express it to them, I would go to speak to my friend or my sisters and they would say, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just get out of that situation? But of course, when you are manipulated and when you are in love, you do not always want to leave that person. You feel that person will change. And it's true, they will change, but they will only change when you walk away. Okay? They will only change when you walk away. And then you have to walk away. You know what I mean? Because you want to heal. You're afraid to walk away. Um, Hang it. I'm so discouraged. I'm getting distracted. Let me put all this out. And I hope all of y'all hear me because I know y'all know we women have been through the getting beaten. And if we don't get, this kind of abuse can come in mental abuse, emotional abuse, when he tells you, oh, you're fat, oh, you're ugly, oh, why you wear your hair like that? You know what I mean? Oh, why you wearing clothes that are too tight? Or, so you start dressing like the man wants you to dress. Or you start just so you can avoid, and I remember this, and I can only speak for myself, but I know a lot of you women have gone through it, where you'll dress a certain way. You want to feel good. You want to put on nice clothes, so you do your hair right, and then you're looking for affirmation from your man. Oh, how do you think I look? How do and you'll do it to impress him. Well, see, that's the wrong motives. You know what I mean? Now I know it's the wrong motives. You want to feel good. Not only that, you want your man to feel like he's attracted to you, but he should be attracted to what's inside. So anyways, we will change our whole look. We will do our hair, looking for that affirmation for him to turn around and say it's not good enough, or you don't feel like it is good enough. So that is emotional abuse, mental. He's messing with you, but he'll go like somebody else's page or like this and that from whatever the culture is showing. You know what I mean? So we do things to, I don't know, make excuses for them, make excuses for ourselves. We're trying to sit here and please this individual. When you're with a man, you want to make sure all his needs are met, so that he's not wandering. How many of us have found us in that situation? Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Titi. Who else was on here? You know? So I mean, like I said, I don't know where I'm going with this, but they abuse you emotionally, mentally, and then it gets to that physical point. And they don't always get to the physical point. Or they'll grab you up, shake you up, and then they say, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. And then they give you, please excuse me, because I am on my Christian walk, on my faith walk. They give you the greatest top, and then you suddenly forget about it and you go back to catering to your man, right? And then things be all good. I can recall times where we'll be going out, every weekend. I'm doing my school, I'm doing work, things like that. You come home after a long day of work, all you want is your feet rubbed. How was your day? But you don't get that. I'm shaking while I am doing this, y'all. So I'm sure I'm not going to be able to cover all topics, but please, anyone, feel free to comment so that it can lead me to other directions. How many of y'all have gone through that? How many of y'all, right. How many of y'all have then made up an excuse? Oh, maybe he's just stressed out. Maybe if I didn't come at him this way, he having trouble finding a job, he's stressed with school. He got child support. I mean, I got to the point where I was paying the man child support. I was trying to build my man up, not realizing that his past and how it affected him, that he didn't heal from it, is how it was affecting our relationship. So no matter what I did for that man, catered to him, made excuses for him, he still always reverted back to, after going out, having a good time, months upon months of just no problems, out of nowhere, this man would hijack my email, check my emails, change the passwords. Oh, why you looking up my search activity history, changing passwords to Facebook, forcing me to take off Facebook. Like, we've done heard it all. We done been through it all, okay? And I'm here to tell you that if it wasn't for God, I would not have gotten out of it. And we can continue talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, I found myself crying in the shower, humiliated, okay? Because I had done everything, and I tried everything to make it work. But I wasn't trying to rely on God first. You know what I mean? I didn't seek it out. And I see men jumping on here, jumping back off. Y'all got to be honest with yourselves too. Y'all manipulate women so y'all can spend the night, so you can get your meals cooked. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I see Rosemary said, yup, that's right. You done heard it all. We done been through it all. Done heard it all, been through it all. And we still standing. And we're still here. So I just thought I'd talk about it because I was encouraged to. I would love to start a whole discussion about it. Let me read what this is saying. I've been here and even put cameras in my house. I lived like a prisoner. Exactly. Not only like a prisoner in your home. You come home from work and you walking on eggshells. I used to have papers to write and stuff like that. I went through school. You know what I mean? Luckily, my daughter was off in college and she didn't have to deal with any of this. You know what I mean? But I used to oh my God, what if I don't? Let me hurry up and make a full meal, because he wouldn't be satisfied with just a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. Oh no, God forbid. He was a Hispanic, proud Hispanic, and it had to have some, 2 different types of meat, ribs and chicken, lobster and crab legs, a pulpo salad. And I was just doing anything and everything to make sure that he was satisfied at the end of the day. And I found myself walking on eggshells. You know what I mean? So it's true. We live like prisoners. Not only, my friend was saying, the devil comes in to put you in a box, mentally in prison. I'd be at work thinking about how much hell going home would be. And the man never lived with me. He would just spend the night. But since he had no job and I was trying to help him fill out resumes and do things like that, I was trying to become his own personal secretary, trying to fulfill all of his desires, all of his needs, so he won't get mad, so I can have a fulfilled man. You know what I mean? And we can't fix everybody. We got to fix ourselves. Because now thinking back, I'm like, what was wrong with me in my mentality? Of course, insecure or trying to sit here and build somebody else up when I should have been building myself up. And if I had a relationship with God, I would not have been in that position to begin with. That's right. Our God is awesome. Left and prayed, and now I have a lot of faith. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. That's right. And he walks with me, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. All right. No matter where you go, he goes before you, and I remember the crying, being out in public, being humiliated, down talked. You're nobody. You know what I mean? And I had everything going for me. I had my own job, my own car, my own apartment, raising my child with, take a village, with village. Thank God for everyone who has helped along the way, And then here he come a man with nothing to bring to the table, and I'm still trying to sit here and please him. So, I want you women to remember, like, put God first, and you won't be sitting here trying to please a man. You'll make sure you shine light on that man and make that man level up. Bring something to the table. Be on your level. Do you have integrity? Are you honest with yourself? Above all, I want a man who loves God, loves himself and loves God, honors God. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to go to church all the time, because we know, church for different folks, different strokes for different folks, to each his own. However, integrity, loyalty, honesty. Be honest with yourself. What are you doing for your future self? Are you doing something for you? You know what I mean? If I get in a relationship with you, am I going to have to carry your baggage too right away? My friend says, you are here to provide, protect, and is it profess or preach? You know what I mean? The man. If y'all know the hierarchy had I known the hierarchy of the way God says a family's supposed to be set up, we would not be in that position. Because the woman is supposed to nurture, a man's supposed to provide and protect. Of course, both of y'all are supposed to be able to have God first. Without that, none of y'all will have any values or morals to continue your relationships. So y'all got to be right with self. Y'all men be getting into relationships trying to manipulate women for a place to stay for the season. Shoot, I got uncles who made a lifestyle of this, and I knew better. And I still tried to build a man up. A man has to be built up upon his own. A woman is going to be there to help him, support him. Okay? Get some groceries. We get some groceries and we make a whole meal out of it. And if a man can cook and clean and do all that for himself, that's what he brings to the table. But make sure you matching the same thing. And I feel like I'm getting off topic, but we can discuss this another time. However, love yourselves. You walked away. Have my own place, work 2 jobs, grown, have 2, in the army, 3 kids. Truly blessed. That's right. Forever grateful. If it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have had the strength to walk away. I used to pray to God for the strength, pray not to be humiliated, but I kept accepting this man back. I used to tell my sisters about it, and they'd be like, well, get away. And I back then, thinking back, like, why didn't I want to just let him go? Why? I thought he put it in my head, I would not be loved. That's the devil. I would not be loved. Nobody's going to love you. You're ugly. Things like that. They get real comfortable, and they just try to bring you down or beat you down. And then you start believing that stuff. You start believing it, and it took a long time, and I had a good support system, but I kept forgiving him. It got to the point where I talk about the situations where a small argument about emails or who I'm liking on Facebook or who I'm talking to, your old exes or these friends that you keep along, and they don't need air because they're attentive and they want you in different ways. The man was very insecure, and that stuff rubbed off on me. Hey, sis. Yeah, I'm talking about it. My sisters used to tell me all the time, one of them, get out of that. Why you keep going back? Why you keep allowing this man back into your life? I moved to New Britain. I was from Hartford. I moved to New Britain, changed my locks, and still let the man back into my life. Hey, Mr. Cologne. Yeah, I'm talking about it, y'all. Thank you. Mr. Cologne was a good support system as well after all that. Hey. And I still let him back into my life because he'd be like, baby, I'm sorry. I would never do that again. So you end up scarred. You don't want to trust. So be very, very particular and meticulous about how you choose your next mate. That's why I've been healing for a while. But if it wasn't for my sisters, man, when they finally did, I never used to tell nobody what was going down in my life. I didn't want my uncles to come in. And of course, in a sense, I was protecting the man, but I was protecting my family. Like, I didn't want to tell my family about that. Not because I was ashamed of myself. I just didn't want them to get in trouble, because anybody know my family from my mama's side know they some problems, and I just didn't want them to become, I didn't want them to become or get into any trouble because of it. You wanted to smack me silly, but I still loved you no matter what. Thank you, because your loyalty kept me strong, man. I love you. Anyways, still scarred, but I've healed from it. You know what I mean? So now I want to talk about it. Whew. Yeah, they wanted to smack me silly, but then I remember once when I did finally speak up about it. I was saying, when I finally did speak up about it, He was gonna get got. That's right. They done showed up in the middle of the night. I'm like, yo, I just want to go get a room. Somebody come get me. I can't drive. My nerves are bad. You know, I cut this nigga, excuse my language. I cut this man face open, and he didn't stop because until I cut his face open. Thank God, you know, we never took it to that point, man. Thank you, babes. And they came and got me in a whip, but they came armed. My two sisters came armed. You know what I mean? To the house, like what? Like the FBI, breaking doors down, knocking on people's doors, and I just didn't want anything to occur because of that. You know what I mean? Thank God I got out of it. Thank God. If it wasn't for the strength of the Lord, I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be healing. I wouldn't be setting standards. Yeah, I know, cuz I would get in trouble for you, and I wouldn't want y'all to be in trouble for me. Hey, sis. Yeah, so my sister's riding harder than the boys in my life. He says, that's my ex. He even popped up at my house. Locks, and when the female had enough, and God removes certain people out of your life, he has the reasons. He does everything. A perfect God makes no mistakes. That's right, because it did what? It taught us how to be stronger. It taught us what not to want in our lives anymore. But it took me a while because I kept making excuses. You know what? He's going to change. Maybe if I help him get a job. You know what? I helped that man get a job. Yeah, I helped him get community service because he had a record, and he had it, and then he started getting jobs after that community service. You know, I helped him. You know, I wanted to build my man up. I was, we was thinking about marriage, but then again, I was like, my excuse when every time marriage came up, the topic of marriage, because one thing I can't say about my ex, he would be like, oh, we ain't gonna be together for 10 years and not be married. I'm not gonna be that kind of couple. That's right. God will open doors that no man can close. That's right, Rosemary. That's right. You know, and my family, half of my family don't know what I went through. Only the loyal ones that I trusted know what I went through, you know, or after the fact. Because I knew that how reckless they were going to come. And he ain't no man. I'm sure he's learned his lesson by now, hopefully, you know. God puts us through things so we can learn our lessons. You know, I'm going from topic to topic. A man don't put his hands on a woman. That's right. But the abused becomes the abusers. And sometimes they're not as resilient as some of us, you know, and I'm not making excuses for them. That's just the way it is, you know. I thank God because my sister used to be, Jay used to be pissed. My girl Lisa, Bestie, used to be pissed because I just would always take him back or would always forgive him, you know. So, constant. Yeah. Okay. You know, we all go through it, you know, or thank God, hopefully all of us have not gone through it. But if you do, it makes you stronger and makes you better. Now I have way more standards. You know what I mean? Now I'm not just going to take your word. You got to back it up with action and a lot of action. And you got to have integrity and loyalty, and you have something to bring to the table. I'm not pulling everybody's weight anymore. You know what I mean? I built the man up for him to turn around and still do me wrong. Every time I got pregnant, that man put his hands on me. No revenge, sis. Hey, Coop. Yeah, no revenge, sis. We leaving that in God's hands. I'm sure that man has to deal with his own karma. What you put out, you give back. You know what I mean? But look at me. I'm much stronger now. And I wouldn't have found God if it wasn't for me being humiliated. I remember crying in the middle of the street. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Crying, feeling humiliated. And if it wasn't for that, I would not have sought God out. You know, so God does bring us out of situations. You know, I give no. I know you don't. No, I know you don't. But that's okay. You know, thank God I survived it. Thank God he survived it. Because I was more afraid at one point what I would react to and do to him. You know what I mean? That's right. That's right. Amen. We give God the glory. Karma is you, sis. Keep your head up and pray. Oh, yeah, it's been 2 years since I've been in that situation. I'm good. Definitely praying. I'm talking about it because it needs to be talked about. I'm sure he remembers your face. And every time he sees you, sis, he put his head down probably. You know, but all I do is pray for the man now. You know, I hope he gets the help that he needs. I hope he finds God and stops and help. You know, I pray that, you know, I did what I did and pursued it because I lost 3 children behind that. You know, every time I got pregnant, he would physically put his hands on me. Of course, it was emotional abuse and mental abuse. And then I made excuses until I kept seeing the same pattern over and over again. And I was like, enough. I wasn't happy. I wasn't myself. And I got out of that. So that I think I left that situation March 2017. I left a man walking an hour away from his car, and Lord forgive me for doing that, but I had to walk away. I had to drive away in the rain and never look back. And when I said enough was enough, enough was enough. Okay? There was no more. You know, I lost 3 kids, 3 blessings from God. Or maybe God stopped that, you know, so I wouldn't have to deal with that man for the next 18 to life. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know he's blessed me with a lot more. He will remember this. Yeah. I love you guys who have supported me and always been loyal to me. But I did want to talk about this. Anybody else want to talk about anything based off this topic? You know, anything at all. I will do another live. I normally don't. But, you know, I thank God for the people that were there for me. I thank God for pulling me out of that situation. I'm such a better person for it, man. I remember showing up at a client's house for work with a black eye and heavy makeup. Still making this work. Like, this man, the devil ain't going to stop me. You know? I'm still, and you know what? I was inspirational to that girl in my life, too. Based off that. Take care and always remember God will put us to nothing we can't handle. That's right. Your grandbabies are those replacements. That's right. That's right. Hey, Lori. Oh, yes, my face looks great. See? My face looks great. Thank you. Thank you for you. Yes, and yeah, God has blessed me with other babies. You know, my legacy lives on through my daughter's womb. God bless. We give God the glory. And God has made it better for me. You know, I'm stronger for it now. You know, if it wasn't, I thank that man for what he did to me. Because had he not, I would have not found myself again. God would have not pulled me out of it. I wouldn't have a testimony to say, you know what, if it wasn't for God put in that situation in my life, I wouldn't be a better person for it. I'm so much better. So much better. A force to be reckoned with. You give others hope. I try. And yes, that's the only way to do it is to share testimony. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all all being on here. I would love to talk about it somewhere because I'm sure there's women out there. Share it. You know, I'm kind of insecure a little bit sometimes about my face, but share it. If you have a friend who's going through it, share it. Know that there's a support system. We could start up a support group for the women to talk about it and share. You know, like let's see what did I do. I remember singing gospel music in the showers, and that's the only time I found comfort. You know what I mean? But you have to decide with self that enough was enough. Enough is enough. Stop making excuses for the man. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am doing very well. Thank you, Miss Forbes. Lori, I am doing very well. Yes. Yes. I was seeing Miss Lori when I was going through all that stuff, you know, before 2017. So, you know, if anyone has friends or knows a family member who is going through it, yes, that's right. That's what I'm told to do. Share my testimony. Yes. Yes, God answers. So when you need someone, just latch on. Anybody have any friends? Hello, Mr. Burns. Anybody have friends, sisters, anyone? Be there for them. You know, don't try to tell them what to do because they're not going to listen. They have to make up their mind within themselves. They have to love themselves enough to get out of that situation and latch on to God because he's the only one that's going to pull you through it, pull you right out of it, you know? And I know that man loved me. He just didn't know how to love me right. You know what I mean? And he didn't love himself enough not to use a person in that way, you know? So please share. And if anyone's friends wants to inbox me, women who have been abused, men who have been abused, and just ask questions, I'll be free to answer them if I'm not at work, y'all. You know, anybody have anything to say, share the broadcast. Yeah, tell me about it. You was hard-headed. Yeah, I was. I loved them. You know, and you know how I love. I have unconditional love. I got that agape love for people. They could do me wrong 1,000 times and I still try to walk like Jesus. You know what I mean? But, you know, I did walk away from that one. When it's toxic, you got to let it go. You know, someone's trying to manipulate your mind, get you to be their servant. The only servant you should be is for Jesus and for God. You know? Jesus gave his life for us. So it is our job to do what he asks of us to do. He asks us to love our neighbor. Honor thy mother, honor thy father. Love each other as you would love yourselves. Honor him. Do that. Hey, Ty, well, I'm doing what you asked. So, like I said, share it. Um, make it go viral. You know, sometimes it, you know, and I'm for people who are going to see this in the future, who have any family members. That's right, we love hard. Some of us, we love hard, we love strong, and we'll do anything to support our people. You know, if you have anyone who needs to hear this, share it. It wouldn't have happened to you if God didn't think you couldn't handle it. That's right. That's right. God wouldn't give me anything I could not handle. It's true. Very true. I didn't know I could handle it then, and I didn't want to involve anybody. That's right. Amen. That's right. Share it. Share it. Anyone who needs some support, Gigi Lourdes is here. Y'all need to ask questions. Y'all in a situation, I can just listen to y'all, shed some light on it. You know what I mean? Oh, good girl. So, anyways, shed some light. Share the live. You know, I don't do this, y'all. And it was Tywell right there. He be preaching. Y'all see him. Go to his page. He got a lot of stuff to talk about. We can share those too. And he encouraged me to do this. But any topics, that's right, God gave me faith. And then it says what? The faith of a mustard seed, right? He moved mountains for you. Our God is awesome. He will move mountains, okay? Move anything out your way. You just need to focus on him. That's right. Stay focused. You need to focus on God, you know. I've never done this. So, you know, again, share it. And if y'all have questions, let me know. Share it to someone's messenger. I don't know if you could do that. You know, if they're still in that situation, maybe the man will see something like this and get defensive. So you don't want them to, oh, okay, stop. Now I gotta swipe it to the left or to the right. Their man won't want them to watch this, so maybe share it on their messenger if they're even allowed to have it. Share it. But I'm about to wrap this up. Y'all can look back at it, and then maybe we can talk about it some more. Anyone that want to share their story or really have a discussion about it, of how to get out and just have a support group, you know, we can do that. God bless. Bye.